Hi guys, Artiar here. So for this video is a more deeper testing video about the Chuyao's Spirit Aegis buff, because the Spirit Aegis buff it will reduce the getting the critical hit by 100%, right? But because of the previous video, there's one moment that my Chuyao, my Wuyu actually crit on the enemy's Spirit Aegis target. So today's video we're gonna test more deeper testing into his passive. So the first one here, we're gonna test like, what if we have our crit rate higher than 100%? After reducing 100%, can I still crit on the target? So now I have Champagne here to provide another 30% crit rate. Then I have Ethan here to provide another 20% crit rate, so it's a 50% crit rate, plus her own crit rate is 10%, so it's 60% base crit rate, right? Then the grounded stack here, when she reaches 10 stack, will provide another 100% crit rate, so it's a total of 160% crit rate. So what we're gonna test now is if this 160% crit rate and we hit on enemies Iki, because most Iki will get the Spirit Aegis buff from Chuyao, then will I use the remaining 60% crit rate to actually crit the target? Same thing for Fushi. Fushi here is built with 85% crit rate, plus all those buff here is 135% crit rate. So we will see this 135% crit rate, is it able to crit on them? Alright, so let's take a look. Okay, so same thing, I'm gonna let it full auto. Let them do their AoE damage first. Then later when they do breakdowns, then we will see how it goes. 5 stack, 8 stack, 9, 10. Okay, so let me put in slow-mo. Okay, breakdowns. No crit. No crit. No crit. So unless my RNG is that bad, or else with a 160% crit rate plus Iki's Spirit Aegis reduced by 100%, so I should have 60% crit rate to actually crit, right, if the calculation is like this. But from what we're testing now, it seems like the overload crit rate won't affect. But you see, it crits here. The last hit here crits. I don't know why. Why always is the last hit when Iki on Graveless mode? Like when Iki is almost gonna die and before I go into Graveless mode, then it will crit. This is the weird part. Like when this state here, it can't crit. There's no crit sign at all. So this is weird. Like usually it won't crit, but the moment Iki is almost going to go Graveless, then the last hit will actually crit. So let me find another target that is Chuyao with Anna in one team. Okay, since I can't find an enemy that have Chuyao with Anna in the PTR server, so now I will be the one who have Chuyao and Anna here. So the equipment here is all randomly picked. I just put a quick slot. So what we're gonna test now is if I'm gonna apply the Spirit Aegis on Anna, right? So what we're gonna test is, so Feng Shun's passive, when he is on March Wind, let me show you guys. When he is on March Wind, where is it? Yeah, while he's on March Wind, is guaranteed to land a critical hit. So this guaranteed critical hit have a higher priority, or from the Spirit Aegis reduce the 100% crit rate have the higher priority. So basically a guarantee should be a higher priority than the Spirit Aegis reduce the chance, but we're gonna see how it is gonna perform, right? So let's take a look. Okay, enemy total is faster. It times 0 me out. Okay, so far there's no crit on my Anna. Okay, let me just do something else here. Apply debuff. Okay, attack. No. Oh, it crits on Anna. It crits but reduce but 0 damage is because my Anna got a shield. Okay, dispel my buff. Come hit my Anna. No crit, no crit, no crit. No crit. No crit. Yep. But Feng Shun is able to crit on Anna because it is a guaranteed critical hit. And you can see after I die, cause it's not like really die, but Anna procs her passive and revive, right? This one. Prevent Anna from dying, dispel all debuff, recover 50% HP and gain a bonus turn. This thing here won't dispel Anna's Spirit Aegis because it didn't consider you as a die. It considered as you prevent to die, right? So now we already confirmed that Feng Shun, as Feng Shun's damage, that all those stuff that says a guaranteed critical hit will still work on a character who has Spirit Aegis. Okay, so even though I do all those stuff here, Anna doesn't crit, but Feng Shun crit. So all those guaranteed crit and true damage and like Genie, all those character that doesn't able to crit or a guarantee to crit will still able to crit even though you put Spirit Aegis on the target. Okay, then for the last testing here we're gonna do is, cause there's one of the comment that actually, not one, like a few comment that actually mentioned that if we put Spirit Aegis on Iki, for example, then the Spirit Aegis have not just reduce the critical hit chance, right? It have another special effect, which is every time the carrier takes a hit, will dispel one debuff from the carrier and Chuyao. So Chuyao and Iki, so cause the highest attack here will be Iki, right? So Chuyao and Iki will dispel one debuff whenever they take a hit. But the best counter against the debuff dispeller is actually Triki's, because Triki passive here, Triki cannot miss, and if the enemy cause their debuff end early, they'll reduce the HP and then dispel all buff and petrification. So now we're gonna test is if, cause I'm gonna build my team faster, I put a R2 Ethan here, so I will make them a lot of debuff first, then I will hit them, and they will trigger the Spirit Aegis effect, dispel the debuff, and see if Triki is going to able to petrificate them. So let's take a look. Okay, so I'm gonna take my turn first, so let me ban Mavis out, then I'm gonna start taunting them. Taunt, let me make it slower. It resists, okay, never mind, I'll apply a new one. Okay, it affects on Chuyao, but it does not affect on Iki. So let me try again. So this time he have one debuff here, right? So if I cast my S3, which I'm going to hit to Iki, and Iki will trigger his Spirit Aegis when he takes a hit, dispel one debuff from the carrier. So let's see. It seems like it only... Oh, he's lying down. He's lying down. It seems like this carrier it mentioned is not Iki. It seems like it's Chuyao, right? It seems like it didn't mention Iki. Where each time after the carrier takes a hit, dispel one debuff from the carrier. No, the carrier should be Iki, cause it mentioned the carrier and Chuyao. But the petrification only affect on Chuyao, so I assume is because the effect trigger is not from Spirit Aegis, is from Chuyao, then the Triki's passive it lands on Chuyao. So let me test more, let me S3 on them. It dispel, but everything triggers on him. Right, let me try one more time. You know, very slow-mo. S2. It's stunned, but it dispelled instantly and it didn't trigger from Triki's passive. Is it because he's on stealth mode? I know stealth mode cannot trigger counter attack and pursuit attack, but I didn't know it will avoid Triki's passive. Let me try again. S3, I'll put poison on him. Defend down, poison. He dispel, and then but the effect land on him. It lands on Chuyao only though. Yeah, I hit you. Yeah, nothing will happen. It dispel, it triggers on. Then Triki's passive triggers on Chuyao. It didn't trigger on Iki. What if I kill everyone? Then, cause maybe it's still out of combat, then if I hit him now, will he dispel by himself? Dispel. Oh, okay, I get it now. If not mistaken, Iki actually have the passive. of not getting petrification, right? Yeah. So Iki gains stealth and become immune to petrificate. So I cannot petrificate, but my damage actually hit to Iki just now from the reduced HP. Let me try more. Okay, I can't hit him now. He's in sleep, everything here, then his current HP is 39%. Speed down resist, okay, 39%. I think he did get them. Wait, maybe it's from Hilda damage. I think I need to do more testing for this part here. Okay, let me try one more time. Okay, so if we watch back to the replay here, actually my Triki passive did trigger, but the damage only land on Chuyao. Okay, so can I reduce? I can. Okay, so I'm gonna use Hilda's S3. Okay, you see, defend down, poison, resist, and then there's one dispel here, and this damage 2701 and 2677 is from Hilda's S3 damage, and then Triki's Gambit did trigger from the Triki's passive, but you see the damage actually just land on Chuyao. It didn't land on Iki. Right, it did trigger, but it didn't land on Iki. I have no idea is this because Iki is on stealth mode or not. But after that, after we killing Feng Shun, when we can target Iki, then I use Triki's S1, right? So S1, I inflict disease, I stun, and then there's 2 dispel here because there's 2 hit on Iki. And it did triggers my Triki's passive, but you can see the damage is 1643 is for my first hit, 548 is for my second hit. But it did not trigger the reduced HP thing on him, which means the Triki passive did trigger, but it didn't trigger any kind of damage on him. I understand that it won't petrificate because of his passive, but there's no damage land on him. So I'm wondering, is it because the enemy cannot be petrificated, so it won't get in the damage? But I have no idea about this part. It's like it did trigger Triki's passive, but it's no effect on him. But instead, it effect on Chuyao. So yeah, that's all for the testing for today. So at least we can confirm that the guaranteed critical hits like from Artiar or like Mateo Spark or Feng Shun, all those stuff that mentioned that it will guarantee a crit, then it will sure a crit. But the skill that doesn't mention, and you need your critical chance to actually crit it, then you might actually get affected by the Spirit Aegis because it reduces your critical hit by 100%, even though when you have other buff to increase your crit rate more than 100%, and it still doesn't let you crit as well. Then Triki passive does trigger, but it triggers effect only goes to Chuyao. It doesn't affect the carrier. I don't know is this because of Iki, but we need to test more on when it goes to global server. We test on other Esper as well, but this thing cannot be tested in PTR server now because there's a very limited target for me to actually do this testing. So for now, this is the only part we are able to guarantee. So guarantee crit, sure crits. The true damage still gonna bypass your Spirit Aegis because true damage never crits, or like Genie, all those stuff. So if you watch my previous video, you guys have been mentioning that Spirit Aegis on Anna will be very scary, right? Yes, it is gonna be very scary, but if you're using Genie as your counter, Genie is still gonna do her stuff because Genie won't crit. She will just bypass your Spirit Aegis. Then for the Triki part, I don't know is this a bug or what, but it seems like it's not able to trigger on the target, which is the carrier, unless this is a Iki situation because Iki cannot get petrificate and the damage won't trigger on him. But it did trigger on Chuyao. So if it's a bug, it's gonna be a half bug. So that's all I'm able to test for now, but I hope this video actually give you the answer for the one who actually comment at the previous video about this part. Alright, so hope you guys enjoyed the video and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. Special thanks for the direct support on the YouTube membership. So for the benefactor of Artiar, which is JenMP, Roses15, Molkult Rajali, thank you so much for the support, and special thanks to Merlin Williams for the highest tips giver in my livestream content. Thank you so much for the support. For the supporter and patron of Artiar, which is Louis Schneider, Agni, Gemai, Code Wilderness, Wang Tamer, Ziggy, Kamaruki, Sunwalks, Rimu, Choni, Kylie Worshipper, Von Hexa, Luxley, Roshan Bessie, Antonio Winterspoon. Thank you so much for the support, and special thanks to all the supporters who have supporting me for 1 month streak and 3 month streak. So hope you guys enjoy the video and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.